Loneliness is more than just an emotion. It may be one of the most dangerous hidden health risks in modern life. Research shows chronic loneliness can increase stress hormones, weaken the immune system, damage sleep, raise the risk of depression, and even shorten lifespan. In fact, some studies compare the health impact of long-term loneliness to smoking or obesity. The scary part is that you can feel lonely even when surrounded by people. As human connection disappears in the digital age, scientists are discovering that isolation doesn't just affect the mind, it slowly affects the entire body. Today we will talk about how loneliness is slowly killing you. The research is scary. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The silent epidemic. Nobody takes seriously enough. Loneliness is often misunderstood as a temporary emotion or a minor social problem. But modern research reveals something far more disturbing. Scientists now consider chronic loneliness one of the most dangerous hidden health threats in modern society. Unlike physical injuries or obvious illnesses, loneliness operates quietly in the background, gradually affecting both the mind and body over time. Many people assume loneliness only affects individuals who are physically isolated, but this is not true. A person can be surrounded by family, coworkers, classmates, or even thousands of online followers and still feel deeply disconnected internally. Loneliness is not simply about being alone. It is about lacking meaningful emotional connection and a sense of belonging. 2. Why human beings are psychologically wired for connection. To understand why loneliness is so harmful, it is important to understand human evolution. Human beings evolved as deeply social creatures who depended on groups for survival. Thousands of years ago, isolation from a tribe could mean starvation, danger, or death. Because of this, the human brain developed powerful systems that reward social connection and punish social isolation emotionally. Loneliness acts like a biological alarm signal, similar to hunger or physical pain. Its purpose is to push people toward reconnection, because the brain interprets prolonged isolation as a survival threat. Modern society, however, has changed far faster than human biology. Technology allows constant digital communication, yet many people experience less genuine emotional intimacy than previous generations. Social media often creates the illusion of connection without providing deep emotional fulfillment. 3. The physical damage loneliness causes inside the body. One of the most frightening discoveries about loneliness is that it directly affects physical health. Chronic loneliness activates the body's stress response system repeatedly over long periods. When people feel socially disconnected, the brain often enters a state of heightened threat awareness. This increases the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While short-term stress can help survival during emergencies, long-term activation damages the body gradually. High cortisol levels can increase blood pressure, weaken the immune system, disrupt digestion, increase inflammation, and damage cardiovascular health. Research has shown that chronically lonely individuals often experience higher rates of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and weakened immune function. 4. Loneliness and the destruction of mental health. The mental effects of loneliness can be equally devastating. Human beings need emotional connection not only for happiness but also for psychological stability. When loneliness becomes chronic, the brain often begins developing negative thinking patterns that worsen emotional suffering. People may start feeling invisible, unimportant, rejected, or emotionally disconnected from the world around them. Over time, loneliness strongly increases the risk of depression and anxiety. Isolated individuals often overthink more, become trapped in self-critical thoughts, and experience higher emotional sensitivity to rejection or criticism. Loneliness can also distort perception, causing people to interpret social situations more negatively than they actually are. This creates a painful cycle where loneliness increases emotional fear, which then makes social interaction more difficult, leading to even greater isolation. 5. Why modern life is making loneliness worse. Despite living in the most technologically connected era in history, modern society may actually be increasing loneliness. Several major cultural changes contribute to this problem. Social media often encourages comparison rather than genuine connection, causing many people to feel emotionally inadequate or excluded. Remote work, excessive screen time, urban isolation, fast-paced lifestyles, and weakened community structures also reduce meaningful face-to-face interaction. In previous generations, people often had stronger neighborhood relationships, community involvement, and family connections. Today, many individuals live physically close to others while remaining emotionally disconnected. Technology provides constant stimulation, but often lacks the emotional depth of real human presence. Many conversations have become shorter, more distracted, and emotionally superficial. 6. The dangerous relationship between loneliness and the brain. Loneliness changes the brain in powerful ways. Neuroscientists have discovered that chronic isolation can affect cognitive function, emotional regulation, and even long-term brain health. Lonely individuals often become more hyper-aware of social threats, making them more sensitive to negative social experiences. The brain begins operating in a defensive mode, constantly scanning for signs of rejection, judgment, or exclusion. This increased vigilance creates emotional exhaustion and makes social interaction feel more stressful. Research also suggests that long-term loneliness may increase the risk of cognitive decline and dementia later in life. Social interaction helps stimulate the brain, strengthen memory, and maintain emotional balance. Without regular, meaningful connection, mental stimulation decreases and emotional stress increases simultaneously. 7. Why feeling understood matters more than being around people. One of the most misunderstood aspects of loneliness is that physical presence alone does not eliminate it. Many people feel deeply lonely even within friendships, relationships, or families because emotional understanding is missing. The human brain craves more than simple interaction. It craves emotional safety, acceptance, and genuine connection. A person may spend entire days around others while still feeling emotionally invisible. Meaningful connection requires vulnerability, trust, empathy, and authenticity. When individuals feel unable to express their true thoughts or emotions, loneliness can persist regardless of how many people surround them. This is why shallow social interaction often fails to satisfy emotional needs fully. 8. How to fight loneliness before it destroys your health. The good news is that loneliness can be reduced and even reversed with intentional effort and emotional awareness. One of the most important steps is recognizing that loneliness is not weakness or failure. It is a deeply human biological signal. Building meaningful connection often requires vulnerability, which can feel uncomfortable at first. Genuine conversations, emotional honesty, active listening, and shared experiences strengthen emotional bonds more than superficial interaction alone. Spending time in supportive communities, maintaining close friendships, reconnecting with family, volunteering, joining groups, and participating in shared activities can significantly improve emotional well-being. Limiting excessive digital isolation and prioritizing face-to-face interaction whenever possible is also important. Therapy and counseling can help individuals break cycles of social fear, overthinking, or emotional withdrawal that worsen loneliness over time. Most importantly, people must understand that human connection is not a luxury. It is a psychological and biological necessity. The research is frightening because loneliness truly can damage both mind and body over time. However, understanding its effects also gives people the power to take connections seriously and protect their emotional and physical health before isolation quietly takes a deeper toll. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.